Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's session. My name is Tepiso, and I will be your moderator for the day. Welcome to the Virtual Open Week. This is a week where we showcase EIT's product offerings. You can also hear from our lecturers and get some insight on the courses that we run at the institution, as well as how you can join and study at EIT. For our first slide, please take note of the notifications and sound slide that is up on your screen. You are able to either turn off the notifications so that you don't get any disturbances whilst you're attending the session. You're also able to turn them back on once the session has concluded. Also take note of the Q&A section that is on the slide that is on the screen. Please note that you can put your questions on there. Should you have any questions for us regarding the presentation or the Engineering Institute of Technology, you can note your questions on there. We will have a Q&A portion at the end of this session. However, we will also continue to answer some questions in the chat box or in the Q&A section for you guys. So today's session is going to be an overview of EIT's Doctor of Engineering program, and it will be presented to you by Professor Akhtar Kalam, as well as EIT's research coordinator and senior lecturer, Dr. Arti Siddhpura. They're both lecturers at the Engineering Institute of Technology, and they will be presenting the sessions for us today. Okay. So if this is your first time here, this is a little bit more about the Engineering Institute of Technology. We are an engineering specialist. We offer engineering programs, solely engineering programs, meaning that we are quite well versed in the subject. We've been doing it for a couple of years. You will get to hear all about that in today's session. We also offer industry-orientated programs. So our programs are directly linked to what is happening in the market. We offer programs from a professional certificate of attendance, which is a 3-month short course, all the way to a Doctor of Engineering, which is why you guys are here today. We also are a world-class Australian accredited provider, and some of our courses are actually internationally recognized under the Dublin Accord, the Sydney Accord, as well as the Washington Accord. And we have industry experienced lecturers. Our lecturers have been in the field of engineering, have worked in the engineering field, and are now using the knowledge and skills gained in the field in order to teach the next cohort of engineers in the world. And then lastly, our unique delivery model, we offer programs both online as well as on campus, meaning that you can study any program that we have on offer 100% online. If you're looking to study on campus, then you are more than welcome to study in one of our 3 campuses, either in Melbourne, Brisbane, as well as in Perth. Now, some common questions for us. Please note that you will receive a copy of the slides as well as the recording. They will be sent to you by the marketing team next week between the 14th and the 15th of April 2025. Please make note to check your junk, spam, and promotional folders if the emails do not land in your normal inbox. And then for certificates of attendance, you will be able to get a certificate of attendance. However, you will need to complete a survey. I will share the link as well as the QR code for the form. You guys just need to complete it. And then for one lucky person, they will stand a chance to win an ebook from our sister company, which is IDC Technologies. All links will be provided at the end of the session. You guys are more than welcome to utilize them. Okay. Now, because we are a world-class institution and we service over 160 countries, would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians throughout Australia, and would like to pay our respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. And we would like to say that we acknowledge their presence with us and respect all traditions of the Indigenous people of Australia. This is our agenda for today, and without further ado, I would like to introduce introduce you to the speakers for today. The speakers today, Dr. Arti, as well as Professor Kalam. I do believe Professor Kalam will be the first to speak, and then Dr. Arti will then take over then after. Thank you so much, guys. You can take control of the slides, and I will see everyone at the end of the presentation.
Dr. Arti, can you introduce yourself, Dr. Arti, please?
Thank you, Shepiso, and thank you, Professor Kalam. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Arti Siddhpura, and I'm Research Coordinator and Senior Lecturer here at EIT. More than 20 years experience in academia, and I have recently taken over as a Research Coordinator. I've been course coordinator for Bachelor Mechanical Engineering courses, as well as Safety, Risk, and Reliability courses as well. So that's about me. Thank you, Professor. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Arti, and thank you very much. And thanks everyone for coming to this presentation. Just a brief introduction about me. Um, and you can read everything. It's very long. I don't want to read all that. But I do want to tell you that I have been in this field of education for 42 years in Australia. And I was the one who was pioneer to this Doctor of Engineering program. I wrote this program some time back, and it has become very popular. You'll be happy to note that we have more than 55 or 56 students. Dr. Arti can tell us better. Students who are enrolled in this program. And already I met today in the morning 3 students who have just joined in. So every day we keep on getting more and more students coming in, which is fantastic for EIT, fantastic for the profession. And in particular, I'm so happy engineering wins by you coming to this area. I'll move to, can I take control of that slide, or do you want to control the slide, Chipuso?
You can go ahead, Prof. No problem at all.
I don't know how to do that now.
Do you
Yes,
believe
now
you have just
that is
taken
better.
control?
That is better. That is better. I can see now. Thank you very much. Now, before I start talking about DEng's program, I start with my normal self. Wow, we've got DEng. Okay, believe me, this is electric. Believe me, this is engineering. And believe me, this is the best revolution that has come. Not because I've written it, but because this is exactly for people like you who are not traditional 18 years, 20 years, 24 years people, but someone who has got substantial engineering experience, and you also would like to make original and significant contribution in the development, application, and evaluation of professional knowledge. And how will you do that? By practical problems. Because you have got better idea than many academics that I know, because you have been working in that area for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So you have been in the employment in the field, and you know what is the existing problem in the industry. And so therefore, this is a unique opportunity for you to be practicing engineering as well as to continue to go for the highest level of qualification, which is Doctor of Engineering program. As Shipeso mentioned, this is completely has an accreditation from a body called TEXA, which is Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency. Okay, this is an independent national quality assurance and regulatory agency for higher education. And the level is the highest level, which is 10. Nothing about that. And right in the beginning, I want to mention to you the subtle difference between a PhD program and a DEng program is that PhD program is haphazard. You might finish it in 3 years, you might finish it in 7 years, you might finish in 20 years, or you might never finish it. I have done my PhD program myself, and I'm sure Dr. Siddhpura also has done her PhD program. And I can tell you on behalf of Dr. Siddhpura and myself that we all went through a very unstructured program, and we somehow know the other, crossed the system and got this PhD qualification. Here, it's a very structured program, and you will do it 3 years full time or its equivalent. Now, the delivery, the delivery, the delivery could be either, the delivery could either be online or on mode. You understand? So the delivery could either be online or on mode. That is on campus. You can come to either our Perth campus, either our Brisbane campus. I'm not too sure whether we've got that working in Brisbane or not, but you can do it on campus, at least in these two campuses that I know of, you can do these programs. The structure is very simple. 120 credit points. 120 credit points over 3 years. Now, there are four research units, and look at that. The research units has got the maximum number of credit points, which is 88 credit points. And there is a coursework element, especially it has been designed so that those who are doing those who are working in the industry are not aware of the rigor of a PhD program or the doctorate program. So you will be given the coursework element to enhance your quality so that you have got both the skill of research and the coursework element. The research is 2/3 of the program and 1/3 of the program is the coursework element. I'll talk a bit more about that. Now, what happens is that let's go back and see that this program that we have, okay, I want to make a subtle difference between the doctorate program that we have, which is the DEng, Doctor of Engineering, versus PhD, which is Doctor of Philosophy. Okay, you will find that this is a professional doctorate program. And the most important thing of this program, it solves a real problem. It is not fictitious, it is not figment of imagination of some academics or someone in the industry. This is a real problem. So you will be solving that type of problem. And there's no doubt about it, because you're getting the highest qualification that is available, right? You will find that the problem is not all that easy. You have to come with original research. So you need to have that the end result will be absolutely original and is a contribution to the knowledge. So you will be bringing something which has not been done before, whether it is software, whether it's hardware, whatever it is, right? You will be bringing, even if it's a negative results, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So, so you find that most of you who are looking for academic career or scientific research career, you will find that this type of program will be very useful. And in the past, the professionals did not get the opportunity of getting the doctorate qualification. So when I was thinking about this is about 7 to 8 years back, and I said, why shouldn't the professional be given the same knowledge like any academically oriented person is given? So you will find that as far as the doctoral candidates are concerned, not much is known by the supervisor and the candidate. Sometimes you see that they're swimming, okay? Then the supervision is very light. I mean, I have a standard joke about this. When I went to England to do my PhD, the first day I went and saw my supervisors told me, Akhtar, this is the dungeon where you'll be spending your next 3 years. So I went there, and the next time I saw him was about 2.5 years later when I went with my PhD and I said, "This is the PhD I produced." He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Akhtar, who came here 3 years back." He said, "Oh, that's it, is it? Oh, that's very nice. You finished your work?" He said, "Yeah. Okay, bye-bye. Nice knowing you. I have to organize an examiner." This is not done in a DEng program. It's a very closely supervised program. And the emphasis will be on pure research, but pure research with practical outcomes, not like a PhD one, which is pure research with no practical outcomes. So the supporting coursework is basically because some of you or many of you who have been working in the industry for 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is, you may not be up to date of what is happening. Say, for argument's sake, at the moment, we're talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all that sort of thing, all the latest thing that is coming in. Okay. And that will give you that added bonus, which will help you in writing a fantastic thesis. Okay, the PhD program, I told you, could take you 7 years, could take 10 years. You will never be able to finish. Here it is because it's structured. There is a definite aim to finish the program. So the research I emphasize is applied research, okay, and it has a practical application. There's no doubt about it. Okay, naturally, as EIT is a purely engineering institution, the focus will be on engineering. Okay, and then after that, who benefits it? Industry benefits it. You benefited because you've got up to date, you've given your up to date knowledge that you've acquired in 20, 30, 40 years time, right? You've got a problem which is engineering practice and you have the best experience. You have given the highly technical competence, as well as you will be the leader of engineering world from after completing your DEng program. So the support system is already there in your IT. Okay, uh, wherever you're located, you don't have to come in the campus. You can. There are many people who do not want to leave their families and friends and others. They don't want to come to any foreign countries. They want to stay in their comfort zone at their own home. They can do it from their place. So you don't have to come. You can do the whole course online. There's no need. And the best thing about this program is that we will provide you supervision. The supervision, according to our dean of our institution, is that only the topmost and the best type of people will be will be the main supervisors for the candidates. So you will get the top quality supervisors either from academia or from the industry. So then we have LSOs, which is learning support officers. They are there to constantly help you in every step of your journey. So I believe that this program, okay, will give you a very high quality applied research, which will be applicable to the need of the industry. And you would be an engineer, a chartered engineer, professional engineer, practicing engineer, okay, of some considerable importance. So there are some notes in Wikipedia. You can look at all that, and I don't want to go to that. I just wanted to give you a brief thing, a model of how different we are than the one which is being offered by conventional universities. Remember, there are three parts to the equation. the profession, which is the most important one. You are an engineer because you've done an undergraduate degree. Many of you have done a master's qualification. Many of you have done CPD type of programs. You've done short courses. You've done a lot of programs, right? And you too have a desire of getting a doctorate qualification. You are working in a workplace, which is a great advantage you've got. You're working in a workplace, you know the problems. The university is a conduit between the two. And the university or the professional doctorate program, which is being offered by EIT, okay, is trying to mix, provide a synergy between the workplace and the profession, and naturally the university itself. As I mentioned, we have got our program is 120 credit points. Look at that. There's 120 credit points over there. Okay. And look at that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coursework unit, right? And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 research units. The 4 research units, if you add them together, comes to 88 credit points, and the coursework unit comes to 32 credit points, roughly about 66 to 34%. So you find that this is all being done. The coursework takes about 2 semesters to complete, and the research takes 4 semesters to complete. So you find that you've got a program which is very structured, and you are guided throughout the way through this journey. And the probability of finishing your program in 3 years equivalent is much more higher than what it would be at a PhD program. Now, I have this question, I myself asked this question. Why should I do a doctor engineering program at EIT? What is so great about EIT? Why should I be spending my time at EIT? Why can't I go to Cambridge, Oxford, Massachusetts, MIT, Stanford? First thing is that we have got flexibility. As I told you, you don't have to live. You don't have to leave your comfort zone wherever you are from and have to come to Australia. You can study from your hometown. As a matter of fact, there are many students we have who are from a very remote area and who are working in very important projects, right? And the industry cannot afford to send them for 3 years program. So they want to stay there and still work with that. Some of them who have family commitment, they don't want to move. They don't want to move. And those who want to come, you're welcome also. So there are 2 modes. It's flexible. You can either do online or you can do on the campus. But you do get your practical experience in the field. The delivery model is unique because it's an online model. And you might ask, that these online models, do we have experience? You bet. That's how we started the program. We had the online, but we are specialists in delivering online programs. And if you see our DEng program, the research topic, and Dr. Arti will be talking about those research topics, some of them, you find this is absolutely for the industry, by the industry, to the industry. And it's all applied, industry focus, mutual benefit, both to you, to academia, to industry. So everyone is a winner. Work integrated learning, everyone talks about it. But not much weightage is given. Here, the real weightage is given because the issue is a workplace issue and you're solving problem which is a workplace issue. And you're passionate about this. And I asked this question, why do you want to do this? Believe me, if you think that tomorrow after doing this, you will get $50,000 rise in your salary, no, you'll not get it. You do it because you're passionate. I did mine because I was passionate. I believed in it and I was committed to it and I loved it. Okay, research. This is the interesting part. it is an investigation. No one else has done work before. You have heard about in Star Trek when Captain Kirk says no one else has gone beyond that planet. You will be doing that. You will be doing a research problem which will be independent. You will have your own design. You will have a significant and original contribution to the knowledge and contribution. So as I told you, you get the highest level. Okay. To get highest level, you have to work hard, mate. There's no doubt about it. And you will, in that discipline of engineering, you will be the topmost in your field. Now, someone can ask, and this is my last slide, someone can ask, what is my job outcome? And let me show you where the job outcomes are. First of all, which everyone will be talking about and is in the academic sector. Okay, because here talented researchers like you who've got practical experience will join the academia, and you will bring your input into industry. And there are many institutions now preferring, instead of getting normal academics who have been publishing papers and all that only, right, and getting research grant, but have no practical experience, they are not really wanted in the academic sector. Then business and organization is looking for you, especially in the private sector, because they want researchers who can develop and improve products, process or services. And the government agencies are wanting it. They want researchers, professionals who are specialist knowledge and skills. And my last comment that I want to make, and that's absolutely the last comment I want to, you might ask me a question, how much time commitment do I need? For every coursework that you're going to do, you need to spend 20 hours per fortnight. For a research one, you have to spend about 60 hours per fortnight. So I believe that this program is 95% hard work and 5% intelligence. So perseverance is 95%, 5% intelligence. With that, I've completed. I'll now invite Dr. Siddhpura to continue on. Dr. Siddhpura is all yours.
Thank you very much for your interesting insights, Professor. I'll just take control. All right, so I can see this question coming up in the chats as well. What are the entry requirements? So let me actually show you the entry requirements. Let me first figure out a pen and change its color to something that doesn't hurt our eyes. Right, I think they should do. So there are 2 or 3 different options that we take into account. The first option is the bachelor with honors or graduate diploma with minimum second class honors division A. So if you have completed your bachelor with honors or a graduate diploma, which is equivalent to this second class honors, we do accept students from that entry pathway. The second one is an appropriate and relevant master degree from EIT or any other registered organization that we can verify. That is the second entry pathway. And if you don't meet any of these 2 requirements, then there is the third entry pathway, that is satisfying the dean's requirement. So satisfying dean's requirement will take into account 4-year undergraduate qualification. So you may not have honors, and in that case, perhaps you might want to go through this third entry point. And in this case, we require the applicant to submit a resume that demonstrates at least 5 years of professional practice in the field that you are actually interested in carrying out your research. So these are the 3 different options as our entry requirements. Now, moving on and having a look at the pathway and credit. So we do offer credits as well. If you have relevant prior learning, you might be eligible for getting some credits. Now, Doctorate of Engineering, as Professor Kalam has pointed out, it is like 2/3 of research, and unfortunately we cannot give any credits for any of the research units, but coursework units definitely we can take into account. Now, reviewing the credit applications and assessing them and giving you the outcome is a very thorough, rigorous process. Our academics take into account what is your prior study, at what level it was completed, what sort of assessments did you sit, and how much of the current EIT unit content it covers. And based on that, we may or we may not grant the credits. So please keep that in mind if you're thinking about pathway and credits. So I will just read through this. The first is candidate can apply the credit at the point of admission through recognition of prior learning, and credit, as I mentioned, it cannot be granted towards any of the research component unit. Any coursework is fine. Research component, we don't grant credit as per the policy. Now, if you are transferring from a coursework master degree from EIT or any other recognized institute or university, you can also apply and receive the credit for up to maximum 2 units. Units might be different, but credit points remain the same. For DEng, we have made it simple. We don't grant any credits more than 8 credit points. So you can get maximum up to 8 credit points. It could be 2 first semester units, or it could be one of the 2 8 credit point worth coursework unit, which is coming up in your second year. But no more than 8 credit points is our limit for the DEng. Now, if you're transferring from a master's degree by research from a recognized institution, in that case, again, you can apply for the credit. But please keep in the mind that credit cannot be applicable in any of the research components. Only coursework components can be considered here. And again, 8 credit point limit is still the case here. So if anyone is transferring from professional doctorate degree from some other institute and they're coming into the EIT's doctorate, they can also apply for the credit. Up to 8 credit points you can get. Direct entry can be granted to graduate of bachelor honors or graduate diploma or masters from a relevant discipline or cognate discipline, as we call it, from recognized institutions. Now, graduates of a 3-year bachelor degree, unfortunately, we don't consider them. Doctor of Engineering sits at the highest level. We do have Australian qualification framework, and according to that framework, DEng sits at the highest level, and we want to make sure that the applicants who are entering or enrolling onto this DEng program, they satisfy our other accrediting bodies requirements as well. So unfortunately, we cannot take into account 3-year bachelor degree as an entry point. Moving on and looking at how can you apply for this. So there is a very straightforward process here. The first thing is to visit the website and fill in the inquiry form, which is pretty standard for any of the courses, not just the DEng. So once you do that, an EIT course coordinator will be in touch with you. They will start sending you the message, email, and you can receive an email that will provide you with all the details about the start date and cost of the program, also give you the link to the online application portal. So once application is received by the admissions team, now application is not just the application, we also need some documentation as well in order to review your application properly. So for that, we ask applicants to provide us with a 500-word statement as to why you wish to complete this Doctor of Engineering program. And we also ask them to write a 1,000-word research proposal. This research proposal is something you should pay a bit more attention to, because many a times your panel will be decided based on whatever you are mentioning into your research proposal, and we do allocate the supervisor based on your research proposal. So please spend a bit more time, give it a bit more thought before you start writing your research proposal. Many times you will be continue working in that same field. So have a thought about that. But yes, once you submit all these documents along with your certified identity document as well as academic documents, admission team will process that and it will pass it on to the DEng admissions committee. Now, DEng admissions committee is made up of subject matter experts, academics working in that area, and they will review your application from academic point of view, whether you satisfy any of the entry requirements or not. And then if they find your research proposal satisfactory, and if you tick at least one of the 3 boxes for the entry requirements, they will organize an interview with you. So there will be a panel, at least 2 academics will be there as a part of the interview panel, and it would be a 1-hour interview. You need to present about your research proposal, and then they will ask the follow-up questions. So based on that interview outcome, they will issue the final outcome, and they will send it back to the admissions team, like whether they would like to accept the applicant or they would like to reject the applicant. These are the two possible outcomes. And applicants will be notified by the admissions team. And if they are accepted, then letter of offer will be sent to the applicant after the interview outcome. So this is the overall process, application process. The moment you contact a course advisor, all the way up to how you get the letter of offer. Professor Kalam has already touched based on the support system. We have a very sturdy and support system that has worked for us, and it is working for us. We have that proven record. So the first point of contact once you enroll onto this program would be learning support officer. So learning support officer is the one who would be working with you throughout your program. They'll keep you posted about your assessment due dates, your enrollments, if you need any extension, if you are facing any issues in terms of submitting assessments on time or attending your tutorials. Learning support officers are the first point of contact. You can always go to them. Now, apart from that, you will also have your lecturers. So lecturers for all the coursework units, you will get one lecturer each, and they are there to help you with your technical content and technical queries. So if you have any questions from any of the unit technical side of things, you can definitely contact your lecturer. Apart from that, you will be allocated 2 supervisors. One would be your principal supervisor, and the other one would be the assistant or associate supervisor. So a supervisor's main job is to guide you in the right direction. This is your project. You need to come up with the idea. You need to take the ownership of your project, but supervisors are there. They will support you. As Professor Kalam has mentioned, this is quite different from PhD. We don't just let you swim. We guide you at each and every step. And that's why we have 2 supervisors, not just one. So these are all the people you will be in touch with most of the times. Apart from that, you have the research coordinator. Currently, I'm working as a research coordinator for DEng, and I look at the bigger picture in the background, that whether all the students have been allocated, the supervisors, what is their field, where exactly they are in their journey, what do we need to prepare for the upcoming batch of students who will be writing their thesis, when do we have their presentations, when do we have their vivavos. So all those things are taken care by me. We do this comprehensive orientation as well. So once you enroll, before the semester begins, just 1 week prior to that, this comprehensive orientation will be there to walk you through all the platforms that we use and make sure that everyone's comfortable using all those platforms. We do offer conference support and journal publication support. So article processing charge, we have a certain cap amount. We can give that sort of funding if students want to attend any conference. Again, some funding, obviously there are some terms and conditions, but it is there. Industry supervisors, if they are appropriate, if you want them to bring in, we do consider that part as well. We do have library resources available, study support available as well. Labs and simulation softwares, they are all available through our remote laboratories. And scholarships, I'll talk about them a little bit later. So coming to the scholarships and assistantships, let me actually bring this in here. So we do offer a few types of scholarships and assistantships to our DEng students. The first one being EIT Doctorate Research Scholarship. Now, this research scholarship is applicable to domestic and international students who have a very good record of academic excellence and who are high achievers. So this one is specifically applicable to on-campus Doctor of Engineering program. And there are 2 scholarships available for Perth campus and 2 scholarships available for Melbourne campus. As a part of this scholarship, your tuition fees will be covered by EIT for that given semester. For the next semester, the students need to apply again. There are certain conditions they need to meet. If they get involved into some academic misconduct or if their performance decline, then scholarship they may not get the scholarship for the next study period. So that is doctorate research scholarship. Then we have Dean's High Achievers Doctorate Scholarship. So this particular scholarship is again applicable to domestic and international students who have excellent academic record and high achievers. And these scholarships, they are limited at 2 scholarships per semester. So as a part of this scholarship, not the entire tuition fee, but 25% discount is applicable to the tuition fee for the next semester. So please keep in mind, it is applicable to the next semester. So in this case, online students are eligible to apply as well. Dean's High Achievers Doctorate Scholarship is applicable for both online and on-campus students. And the third form of scholarship is assistantships. So research doctorate students, they can be awarded assistantships as well. There are 2 categories, teaching assistant and graduate assistant. They would have some form of arrangement where financial support is given to those students who engage in teaching or research. We do encourage our on-campus students to participate in academic assistantship as well. So any full-time or part-time doctorate student can apply for the assistantship, and its value is in terms of 10% discount on your total tuition fee for the next term or the next semester. And again, all those scholarships have that condition attached that it is applicable only for that given study period. For the next study period, students need to apply again. So that's about the scholarships. Moving on, here are a few of our external supervisors. You already met with Professor Akhtar Kalam, who presented the first part of the session. Apart from that, as you can see, we have quite a few expert supervisors who are located in various different countries all over the world. So a few more from, again, various different corners of the world. This is our team, the internal academics, and we also play role in terms of being principal or associate supervisor as and when applicable. So, and these are also some of our other internal academics. Here is a glimpse of some of the research topics our students are currently working on. So as you can see, we have students working on some recent topics. There is one on tallest skyscraper Burj Khalifa, and they are looking at into the design and construction phase, how those challenges were addressed, and they are planning to apply those learning into Ethiopian context as well. Then there is one on soil structure interaction, then impact of integration concept of advanced work packaging and work phase planning in optimizing industrial construction. So you can see that students coming from all different industry backgrounds. Some of them have civil and structural, some of them have industrial automation, and so on. So these are just some ideas. These are actually current topics the students are working on. And few more. Time commitment and duration, if you join full-time, we do offer the part-time option as well, but if you join full-time, it's 120 credit points in total, and full-time workload would be 40 hours per week. So we expect you to spend about 10 hours per week on your coursework units, and then about 30 hours per week on your research units. So that's normal workload. We have that distribution as well. On campus, if you enroll in any of the DEng programs on campus, whether Perth or Melbourne campus, these units require, any coursework units will require you to attend live tutorials from campus. You need to come to the campus to attend those tutorials for any coursework units. When you are doing the research units, then you need to come for 2 hours for 2 days on campus. So in total 4 hours per week, we need you to be on campus. You can select any 2 different days, but yes, it has to be 2 hours for 2 days per week. These are some of the important dates. So if you're planning to look into your online enrollment, then your application needs to be submitted no later than 4 weeks prior to this date. 28 July is the cutoff date. And as I mentioned, the overall process may take up to 4 to 6 weeks. So we encourage everyone to submit the application at least 4 weeks prior to the cutoff date. Similarly, on-campus intake dates for Melbourne and Perth campus. Unfortunately, at this point, we don't have DEng running at Brisbane campus, but you can look at Melbourne and Perth campus. So the due date for that is 4th August 2025. You need to submit 4 weeks prior to the cutoff date or the due date. So that is the application dates. We recently had our 5th DEng conference. We do have our in-house conference every semester, and that provides a platform to our students, DEng students. It doesn't matter whatever part they are at in their DEng journey, it provides them with a platform to hone their skills, presentation skills, receive some feedback from the peers and experts working in the field, and at the same time disseminate the knowledge they have been gaining through that journey. So last semester we had 5th DEng conference. 6th DEng conference is coming up for this semester 1 2025, and there will be one more towards the end of the year for semester 2 2025. So here you can have a look at this little glimpse what we did. There were a few keynote speakers who presented in their field. The workshop was presented by one of our EIT academic on AI tools that can be useful for research. And then research presentation was also done by one of our really well-known EIT academic, Dr. Tafti. And then there were total 9 presentations from the DEng students as well. So that's about the DEng. And I think that's about my part, Shipiso. I'll give it back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arti, as well as Professor Kalam. We really did enjoy your presentation. I do believe there was a question for you from Akona. She is asking if she will meet entry to apply for the DEng program once she's completed the DER program, that is the Advanced Diploma of Applied Electrical Engineering Renewable Energies, and she has 10 years worth of work experience. I know the answer to this one, however, I do believe we can give a more concise response to this.
Thank you, Chepiso, and thank you, Akona. As I mentioned, DEng is sitting at the highest level in terms of Australian qualification framework, and we have our entry requirements aligned as per the requirement from our accrediting body, TEXA. So we cannot, unfortunately, accept anyone below those entry requirements. So you have to have at least 4 years bachelor's or a graduate diploma. Advanced diploma, unfortunately, cannot be considered, but graduate diploma can definitely be considered, and or you can also consider having bachelor's, 4 years bachelor's. That is part of the entry requirement. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, I would also like to tell Akona that with 10 years worth of work experience and having completed the advanced diploma, she could possibly look at doing the graduate certificate, moving on to the graduate diploma, and then she can apply for the DEng program. It's a much shorter pathway, but it will yield the same results. Of course, she'll have to note that accreditation with accrediting bodies might differ because of a pathway being different from a traditional bachelor's, moving on to a master's and a doctor of engineering program. But you can most certainly apply Akona once you've completed your advanced diploma. A course advisor will be readily available to assist you with all this information. You can just give them a call and they will be happy to assist you with any questions you might have. I don't believe we have any other questions. However, guys, you're more than welcome to note your questions in either the Q&A section or the chat box. Whilst you're doing so, I'm just going to go over the certificate of attendance as well as information regarding when you'll receive the certificates and the prize that you'll be receiving should you complete the form and are successfully nominated as the winner. So the link up on your screen is for both, is for the certificate of attendance. There's 2 means in order for you to request for your certificate. Either scan the QR code or you can use the link that is up on your screen. I'm going to provide you guys with the link in the chat box. I'll also make sure to pin it in the chat box as well so that you guys have easy reference for it even after the presentation has concluded. Please note you will receive them next week between the 14th to the 15th of April 2025. Additionally, we also have a Doctor of Engineering Toolbox chat that happens every Thursday of every month. We started these webinars last year, so there is a playlist from 2024 already up on YouTube as well as on our website. We host them, and Professor Kalam is the one who is the presenter. So you guys can join if you're looking for more insights into the DEng program, as well as if you're looking at completing an application. We are more than happy to share that information with you, and it is completely free. There is no cost associated with the webinars that we run. I also know that there is also information regarding the Doctor of Engineering on the website. It has clear entry requirements. However, I do believe this presentation has gone a bit further than what we have on the website. So the slides will be sent to you in your mail next week. And if you have any further questions, you are more than happy to contact us. I do believe we also have another question from Akona. She also has 3 years of a national diploma in electrical engineering and a degree in business administration. I do believe the answer will be the same from Dr. Arti. The entry requirements would need a bachelor's in the engineering field or a field congruent to that in order for you to gain admission into the program. However, please do try another pathway, that being the graduate certificate through the graduate diploma. I think that one will be shorter and will yield the same results at the end. I'm going to provide you with those links, guys. If there aren't any other questions, I'm just going to open for 2 minutes. After that, I will close the session. I do see that we have a question. Dr. Arti, could you kindly respond to the question?
There's a very nice question, Arti, and that is someone has got, this is Mudassar Sadar, who has a 4-year engineering degree from Washington Code and a 4-year industrial. He wants to do a DEng program. He resides in Perth. He's always welcome to come to our Perth campus, but he can equally write and get it online, the application, all the things. So Mudassar, you are welcome to go to the campus and speak to someone. Dr. Arti Siddhpura is based in the Perth campus, and she should be able to assist you if there's any requirement to speak to someone, or you can speak to some of the learning support officers who will actually show you how to apply for the thing. Is that right, Shipusho?
That is correct, Professor Kalam. So the campus is always open. All you'd need to do is call in and speak to a course advisor. I do know David is also on campus in Perth, so he'll be happy to provide you with the information. It is also going to depend on whether he or she is looking to apply for the online program or the on-campus program, because those are 2 separate pathways, not pathways, rather applications. For the online, you just complete an online application. For on-campus, you would need to use an educational agent, and we do have educational agents who are able to assist you with that. But I'm going to leave the contact details for the Perth campus. They can call in and set up an appointment to speak to a course advisor. They'll be happy to assist. Academics are also there, so the person will be able to speak to someone who's able to assist them with their application or inquire about the programs as well. I do believe that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for attending. To our presenters, Dr. Arti as well as Professor Kalam, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very insightful, gave me a bit of knowledge that I didn't know regarding the program. Most importantly, to attendees, thank you so much for joining in. We are coming to the end of Virtual Open Week. We have 3 more sessions left. We have one starting in the next 6 minutes, and then we have 2 tomorrow. We really do hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you for your attendance and goodbye.
Thank you
Bye-bye,
very
all
much,
of you.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.